What on earth am I talking about? Let's think about what I want to say before I start saying it. Hello, welcome to Perry Hall Park Run. We're running 5k today. The weather's okay, a little bit of wind, 10 miles an hour, and it's very, very soggy on the ground, but no rain's due, so hopefully we're in for a good time. It's 10 weeks until my big 10k race at the start of May, so hopefully this is going to be my one to see where we're up to with the training. I'm going to start better training for the next 10 weeks to hopefully get a good time. We're aiming for under 50 for 10 kilometers. So today I'm going to expect about a 25, but we absolutely no idea where we're at, and we'll see how we go. Okay, that was quiet. Right, we're off. Welcome to the start of our run. Thank you. It's going to be 5 kilometers around Perry Hall on a busy day. I need to get round here a little bit. We're a little bit slow at the start here. I started about a third of the way down the field, but it was a very busy day and wet. So I had to navigate a lot of puddles, a lot of mud, as you can see on the left-hand side here, which is really difficult. So this is Perry Hall. It's about 3 miles north of Birmingham. It's a 3-lap course, but each lap is different. There's the first lap here, that's the short one. There's the second one, which is the same, but it's got a long out and back section. And there's a third one that's got an extra little wiggle on it. So very difficult to measure your speed between laps. We go down this little hill over here, where you can see the River Tame, I believe, next to us. This whole area is built as a floodplain, so this park run is closed when it's a wet day. So yeah, very busy as I started. I was just struggling my way to pick my way through the crowd here. As you can see, I worked around a couple of them, and then we came up to the little hill bit here, which I usually seem to be faster at climbing this than other people. But generally, it's a very, very flat course. I came up behind this lady here, and I thought, oh, this is another one that I want to overtake. But it turned out in the end that she was going to be faster than me. So I overtake here, but then I come back down later. So it's a little bit hard. So yeah, some of the people going past I won't see again, but some of them will come past me at some point. As we come around this corner at the end here, though, you'll see a line of puddles and everyone trying their best to make the right decision as to which side to go to get over the puddles. I think I go right, then left, then left, then right. One time I came out and checked out where the puddles were and tried to work out what the route would be. It didn't help to speed me up. On the video, it doesn't look as busy and as difficult as it was elsewhere. I think I lost about 18 seconds to the start and the running here based on my other lap times, but it was okay. Here we go. Did we do a big jump here? Oh yeah, we went for the big jump over the puddle. That's fair enough. So if you want to see my outfit that I'm wearing today, I've got a couple of pictures here. There's these beautiful pink leggings that I'm wearing, looking really nice, and a stripy top. So you shouldn't be, you can find it difficult to identify which one's me when I'm running today. Hopefully that makes people look at the camera a bit more. I'm not sure. We're kind of looking away at the moment. Morning. That's the first time we see the marshal there. We'll see them 3 times in total as we come past on the different laps. It starts to thin out once we're onto this section. The wind is kind of in our faces at this point. The wind was about 12 miles an hour. So you'll see me at some parts of the run just trying my best to hide behind a few people so that it's not so difficult to keep running. So anyway, you may have thought that I'd stop doing these videos, I've been doing them for maybe 10 months now, trying to do once a week, but it's not that. We had a week of snow 3 or 4 weeks ago, and then the last 2 or 3 weeks have been a bit of a disaster in terms of being able to make the recording. Sutton Coldfield, I went to 2 weeks back. It was a very rainy, busy day, very, very slow up this hill here, and we tried our best to do a decent run. But when we got to the 4th kilometre, actually about where we are in the footage, the camera just stopped working. So that's why we never ended up with a decent footage that day. We're running into the sun here, which is a bit of a disaster. As you can see, it looks quite cool on the video. But you can't really see the people quite so well. But as you can see, it's still quite busy here at this section. This is where we're struggling a little bit. So my aim is always to try and get 25 minutes. This is not the 1 kilometre point yet. And this is what I'm saying. I don't know whether I could have run a 5-minute kilometre. I don't know whether I'm a little bit unable at the moment. And then another big puddle to work our way around. But I think the 1K is just about over here. I think I'll say it in a second.
Okay.
There you go, perfect. The week after, I tried to do Cannon Hill. And I checked at 8 a.m. and it was fine. But I went out on the bike, but I could see that there was ice on the ground and it looked a little bit slippy. And by the time I got to the race, it had been called off and there was no one there. Well, I say there was no one there. There were plenty of runners there. And I was not the only one it happened to.
Morning. Oh.
I'm already struggling at this point. You can hear me struggling along, dearie me. This lady here on the left with the green, I'm going to be following her for the rest of the race. We kind of take it back and forth. But again, at this point, it felt like this was someone that was going to be easy to pass, but not today, I'm afraid. So yeah, last week at Cannon Hill Park, I knew it was risky, but I thought I'd give it a try. I checked at 8 a.m, it was fine, but by the time I got there, it had been called off. So from the overhead shots, you can see that there were plenty of people who did go there, and you can see what the video is like. People weren't really struggling, but it did look really icy on the ground. I wasn't able to run myself because I have all this equipment with me, and there was nowhere to put it where someone would be able to look after it. So this is running the gauntlet of those puddles again. See how we get on. I like the way some people are just running through them. They get really muddy legs. I'm trying my best to stay around them, so it's not too bad. Sorry if the camera looks a bit tilted in any of these shots. It's supposed to line itself up, but when it's on my head, it doesn't always work out that way. You see, eventually we seem to get there, and it's all right. But for some reason, it's lost a little bit about what the Earth's supposed to look like. I think it's okay.
Oh.
So when we get to this corner at the bottom here that we're just coming towards, that's the first mile. And as you can see, we're going to be well outside of the 8-minute mile that perhaps we were hoping for. Another big puddle here that we need to avoid. And yeah, we struggled our way through the first couple of kilometers here. I think from this turn, things are pretty much okay, and we can kind of get into the running.
Okay.
There we go. So yeah, 8 minutes 34. So not super fast. So why not super fast? The first 3 runs of the year, I did a really good 25 minutes for each of my park runs. So I was doing like 24:40, 24:50. But then for the last 3 weeks, I've really struggled. We've had a lot of days when I haven't been able to get out and run, so it slowed me down a bit. I could see from the last time I was in Perry Hall 2 or 3 weeks ago, I could see that I struggled with the 4th kilometre. So I went to Sutton Coldfield to try out the negative split idea. So to take the early part of the race really slow and then to do the second part faster. However, it turns out with these kind of runs that really easy to do the first bit slow and then you're constantly chasing for the rest of the race. So really the negative split is quite hard to do in a sensible way because you're always going to run the second half faster because you're not in a queue anymore. As you can see as we run here, the light starts to improve. So I ended up with Sutton Coldfield at 27 minutes 40, which is okay. It's a hilly course and the last bit is really hilly, but it wasn't me being in any form. And then I had a few days where it was really rainy or wasn't able to run. So last week I decided it's half term now and I need to try and get back in form. I wasn't able to do the run at Cannon Hill on the Saturday. This week I've done 5k on Sunday, 10k on Monday, 5k on Tuesday, 10k on Wednesday, 5k on Thursday, 10k on Friday, and then the 5k run today. What that really meant is that this run here was going to be a little bit of a test to see how things go, as it were. There's no way we were going to run a super fast time because I got 45 kilometers in my legs, including yesterday's. So this is kind of to start to set a baseline. And the reason why, well, the Birmingham 10K is in 10 weeks tomorrow. So 10 weeks time at the start of May. And I've been trying to get under 50 minutes for the first time since COVID for the last 3 years. And the numbers have been going the wrong way. It's gone 50, 51, 52, 53 or something like that. Anyway, so we need to be able to get that time down. So the plan is to do a decent bit of running each week. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to do 50 kilometers a week. Maybe it's going to be 45 or something like that, but get some more running down, hopefully lose a bit of weight, which is probably the key thing. And maybe that means by the start of May, I'll be able to get under 50 meters for 10K. What that means in terms of this is quite different. What that means is that for a 5K on this kind of very flat course, I need to be running in the very, very low 23s or the high 22s, which I haven't been there for a very long time. We did run about 23:40 in October when I was probably at the last little peak of my fitness. But even that, I'm not quite sure will be good enough to do a 10K that far. So I'm going to see how we go with this. As you can see, I sat here dashing along, just protecting myself with this lady in front. So in terms of heart rate, 159 that you can see there is basically the very top of my zone 3 heart rate, whatever it is. Apparently that's what I'm supposed to be able to keep up for ages. And you can hear in my voice and my tiredness as that trips over a little bit each time. That I am starting to struggle here. I don't really want to be going any faster. On the other hand, I'm neatly behind somebody who's doing a good pace here, and I don't really want to take a break and hit the wind for that sake. So it is what it is. It's kind of a little balance. So here we are coming into the 2.5 kilometers. I guess it's about now. So it's sort of 13 minutes. Maybe it's slightly higher, maybe it's slightly lower. And I say we definitely run a quicker second half. We definitely get that negative split, but I am not sure whether that super counts. In the old days, this cone here where we make the turn used to be halfway, but I think the halfway now is just a little bit before that.
It's a halfway spot.
So there we go, big turn. This time the wind is behind us and it's a little bit easier. But I'm already broken here. I need to be at 161 heart rate much further down the line. It needs to be at least at the other end of this straight, not now. So I can tell like I'm already exhausted and it's just going to get worse from here. I'm glad I gave it a go, though. It was good to have someone to run with and next to, just to keep me going. I get to say to hi to all these other people here as we run along. It's a lady with a dog. We had a good chat with her at the end there. And I think eventually you'll see some people in leggings that are nearly as colourful as mine, which is good too. So very dramatic view into the clouds here as we run along the second section. It's shorter back from here. In theory, we should be done in 10 minutes, but it seems like a very long 10 minutes when you're running. Just say hi to all the people. Wave if you see yourself. The winner got like 16 minutes or something like that today. Really, really fast. I was quite surprised. So yeah, I'm just having a quick check here at the numbers. Yeah, the winner, 16:18. We didn't even see him in this footage. He was gone, and he was finished pretty soon, I think, based on what we're watching at the moment. Yeah, he finishes in a minute's time.
3K?
That's the bin of 3K, I think. Again, I think it's slightly short these days. So 15:15. So you can see that we've sped up as we hit the third kilometer here. It didn't feel like a massive speed up, but I guess it was a little bit. I think I'm quite pleased with the second half of this course. I just started a little bit too far down the field, but maybe that's for the best. Stops you going too fast to start with. So we just say hi to all the people. When I used to run with my children, the people that are coming towards us now, these would be the people that I would walk with, or I'd be running along next to. So a lot of them are my friends. There's some fun leggings just there. And this corner here is kind of the 2-mile corner. So this is going to hit this at 16:25, something like that. So you can see that's a much better mile. So 1 mile and 100 meters or whatever it is, 1.1 miles to go from here. This bit can be frustrating. This can be where you get lapped. We did have a few people just randomly come past us there. Exhausting. Some of us chose to go to the right-hand side of this puddle. Some of them the left. It was just trying to find the bit that was the least muddy. You can hear as well here that as we go up this very slight incline, I do go a little bit faster than some of the other people. I haven't put the heights on the screen today because the heights are so similar all the way around. The GPS doesn't really get it, and so you just end up with a sort of a flat line. So I just kept it with this this map that you can see on the screen there. I produced the map, interestingly. I record the run on my watch, and then I save it off as a GPX file. And then I hack out all the coordinates, and then I've got a little program that tries its best to draw it on the screen. What I did was basically I drew the course in a big circle, and then it draws it again with a little circle, and that tries to make it look like it's got a border. And then the coloured dot follows its way along. I don't think it's the neatest and nicest way to do it, but it makes something reasonably visible. And then on the bottom left there, you've got my heart rate now at 164, which is too high. I can't keep this up for very long. And this is why I start to struggle in kilometre 4, which is where we are at the moment. The kilometres on the bottom left, again, they won't be super accurate. They're pretty close today. I think this runs like 5.2 or something. And obviously you've got the time since the start on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I've checked it, and we finished pretty close to the time that's expected. So from the time that they recorded. So here we go, this little hill again. And again, you'll see, however tired I am, it seems like I just struggle a little bit less on this than some other people, which, given how much weight I'm carrying, is a surprise. So the Gauntlets of the Puzzles is much easier when there's fewer people around. But I was really struggling. And this guy here that we've been catching up with, he beats me in the end. We never quite managed to get past him. But I think he serves as quite a good kind of pacemaker for me to catch up with. But I definitely feel like I must have started to slow at this point. I never really got past this lady. She was running next to me for a while. And again, I think she comes past and helps me out with this. I think there was a point here very soon coming up that that they start to get away with me, and I remember thinking, there's no, if I let them get away now, they're going to get away, and then they get further away, and they get further away, and I'm never going to get back. Here we go. Rad goes for the left side of this big puddle, the most exciting. Oh, I'm listening to myself puffing. I can really hear it now. Oh. Okay, round this little bend. Right hand side of this one, perfect. Did we overtake the tail walkers? This is roughly where we get to the tail walkers normally. Oh yeah, maybe just. I don't know if I say hello. And sometimes we get to see them twice.
Morning.
Hey, what a kind chap. I did say hello. And here we are. Somewhere around here is 4K. It's very difficult to know exactly where. I feel like it's a few meters down here. And so it should be 5 minutes to the end from here. But as you say, 165, my heart rate's far too high. I feel like I'm really struggling. And when you're really struggling, this bit here is the worst bit of the course, because you're nearly home and you've just got to do this out and back, which is a small downhill, followed by a small uphill. And then you're back to where you were in the first place. So yeah, it thinks 2035 for 4K. Maybe. I should be able to easily do 5 minutes here. But I think it's a bit longer. So yeah, you can see that I was starting to struggle. And that makes sense that I caught up with this guy, but then I couldn't get past. The people who were going to get 24 minutes something have just gone past. Here we go. Let's wiggle around this corner and see if we can get to the end. This bit, again, is slightly uphill. And this isn't one of the uphills when I'm faster. I hate this bit. It feels long and slow. And it's too far away to start your fast run. So you just kind of have to work your way up the hill and just live and hope. And then you get people like that who are just still jogging. These are the people who ran it right. They timed it all right, and then they were able to come in at the end really fresh and fine. But we're struggling. So yeah, this lady here really goes for it at this point. And I struggle to try and keep up with her, but eventually we do catch back up. So here we are with the marshal on the corner here. Rad didn't manage to say hello. I thought I did well down this thing. But yeah, I could see this lady running away. I'd see the chap on my right as well, and it was just like, this was everything I could do to keep with them. 167 is really high heart rate. At this point, it was a real struggle. A lot of people start their finish here. I can't. And it is very slightly uphill, but nothing to really speak of. But yeah, a little bit of a challenge. I do this course every other week. And then in the elapsed week, I go to a different course that's somewhere else in the West Midlands. But I always come back to this one as my main place that I've done most of my runs for over 10 years now. When I was my best and I was running 20-something minute 5Ks, this bin here marked 2 minutes to go, which is awesome. Nowadays, it marks at least 2.5 minutes to go, it would seem. Which is a shame. We do go past the tail runners again here. That's nice. And then we run on to the final stretch.
Morning.
They resurfaced this to make it a bit nicer a couple of years back. It has made it nicer. So yeah, it's about here we tend to think of it being 2 minutes to go. Based on what I know of the time, yeah, I was really struggling today. Didn't have the speed there. But yeah, so we kind of stick with these two now. Trying our best. And we come up for the final 400 meters. The finish is at the tree in the distance over there. But we have to go left, round and right again. And a little bit of running across the mud until we get to the finish line. We always meet people here. It's always best to try and squeeze through the best you can. Again, I do seem to just have a little bit of extra speed on that hill. That makes it work better for me. But yeah, final stretch. Hooray. Okay, the right turn's coming up here. This kind of marks the start of your sprint, maybe, if you want to. I don't know. I didn't feel I had anything left. And I say, this definitely proves here that we're not going to get under 25 minutes. We do it from a minute from when we cross that bridge, usually. That's another marker. But yeah, 25 minutes has gone. And just through the last muddy section. And then we get to open it up at this point here. This lady kind of steps aside and says, go for it yourself or something. But it was funny because I think she must have thought I was going to go a lot faster because she only finishes about a second behind me. So I did actually need to go for the sprint. So here we go. I can see this guy in the distance. And let's go. The finish is just in front now. Just had to make sure to get through those cones. And I could go past this guy.
Keep it going.
But I thought it was really unfair to kind of sprint past him at the line. And there we go, 25:46. 38th place it turned out. A good little run, a good starter. But yeah, hopefully we can do a little bit better in the future. Thank you for joining today. I try and do these runs each week. Please enjoy the views of Perry Barr from the top here. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.